Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Sparkles. Today's video, it is a WIP and chat, and surprise, surprise, I'm working on another kit. I originally thought that I was going to work on a different one, but it's Friday and I really want to get this up on time. So I figured, I was going to finish this section and then do that other one, but no, I'm going to do it right now. And also, you're going to, maybe if you watch this WIP and chat, going to recognize this section for another video that I'm currently doing. So let's start. I don't use anything special in particular. I just use like a regular Diamond Art Club tray, a Diamond Art Club pen, and an 8 placer tip and the single placer tip. So yeah, at the end of just the WIP and chat part of it, I'm going to be doing a tag that I saw on Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper a while ago, but that I have not done yet, and I've been wanting to do it. It's just that last week and I think the week previous to that, I just forgot. I just completely forgot, and I'm gonna do it right away. Oh, I purchased so many drills. It's fine. So yeah, I'm gonna do that before we end up the chatting part. There isn't really that much to talk about. Life is happening, nothing too, well, yeah, something kind of big, but I'm gonna get into it. So, I finally finished, I got an extra one. I finally finished Diana after such a long time. I feel that took me ages. The dimensions of it, I knew that it would have taken me a little less time, but life happens and it's not always possible. So I finally finished it. I finished it last Saturday. I think it was last Saturday, and I loved it. Like the finished product of it, Jesus, it's so beautiful, so pretty. And I'm really curious to see, I know that painting specifically was done by another diamond painting company that is no longer around. So I am really looking into, seeing comparisons about it, or just not necessarily comparisons like between the two of them in one single video, but just see if I can find someone that had finished that painting before and see the differences, and kind of just curious, because I'm a bit curious. So yeah, this week started kind of interesting because on Sunday I was home with my cat. I don't know where my boyfriend was. I don't remember. I just remember that I was alone, and then my baby cat started to, she kind of started to act a little bit different. And then I went with her and I tried to pet her like I usually do, and she's not very, like, she lets you know that she doesn't want to be pet in that moment, but she was more like reactive, I think I can say. She was more reactive than usual. So I just told my boyfriend, and I told him, you know what, we need to take her to the vet, because she's on the older, she's a senior cat now. She's 13 years old, 14. Well, I think she's 14. My boyfriend says she's 13, but I am confident she's 14. And, she doesn't look her age. I don't have much experience with cats, but she looks really, really good. But still, I said, like, you know what, let's just take her. And then when he got back home, she was not behaving weirdly anymore. And still, I said, my boyfriend and I just decided that it was best to just go and check her, give her a general checkup, because, it's never, it can always help. That's my point. And so we did, well, he did. I was at work at the moment, and he took her to the vet, and, everything went great. They couldn't find anything specifically that could be making her be in pain or uncomfortable or anything. She was given some shots that were due. The vet also took some x-rays, and she showed us that her hips and her pelvic bone were kind of like demineralized, you know, because she's an old mama, she's an old lady. So I told my boyfriend, like, you know what, it's nothing of concern. I mean, I'm not a vet, but I know human stuff, and I told him that, and the vet also told him that it's nothing of concern, it's something to be kind of expected in older cats, and just to be checking her and to make sure she's not, you know, showing any symptoms of discomfort or any of that. She didn't show any other thing, like what was concerning me originally. She was not showing any signs of that, but still the vet told us, you know, just to be on the lookout just in case. And so that's what we're doing. She was given we were given some recommendations towards her food and some supplements that are given usually to senior cats, and that she is approaching the age where she's going to be a geriatric cat, which I think it's like a little different. But yeah, I really had a little scare there because I don't know, I just love her so much, and I know that she's a bit old and that she might start developing, you know, some issues, but I've never had a cat. She's the first cat that I've had, and like long term, and I just got stressed a bit, but apparently everything is okay. We just need to manage her weight a little, because I know she's a little overweight, but she's a beautiful baby girl. She's a bit chunky, but of course, I'm open to do anything if that is going to make her, you know, healthier and be better overall, you know, health-wise. So that was nice. And also, I was looking for recommendations for vets, but then my mother-in-law, well, he's still not my husband. He's not my husband yet, but I call her that, I guess. My mother-in-law said, you know what, there's this office that is from the government that is really cool. And, you know, I had my questions at first, because in my mind, it was like, well, for humans, it's not the best public healthcare, but, you know, might be a good idea. I don't know. She rescues cats, so she knows a little more than I do. And so my boyfriend took her there, and my boyfriend just told me, like, it was like a VIP service, and it was all for free. So that was great. That was fantastic. That was really, really cool. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. We had a very good experience there. My cat, she's really scared of pretty much everything. She's just literally, scaredy cat is a perfect name for her. And my boyfriend said that she went like kind of crying all the way there in her carrier. But then once she was like in the office and in the examining room, that she was just behaving good, like as long as my boyfriend was with her. And then when she was taken to the x-rays, you know, he was scared that she was gonna get scared or not wanting to go with a vet, but he said she did great. So I'm so proud of my baby girl. That is not a baby anymore, but however. So as of right now, we are going to, we're still looking for options for her to be, you know, to provide her. And, oh wait, that just sounds so good. It's distracting. I'm sorry. I got distracted there with my own popping sounds of this. So yeah, we're still looking for options. We're kind of going back and forth with different ones, because my boyfriend is the type of person who does a lot of investigation of things, like looks at a million different websites. He's looking like in options if they have even been recalled for any issues. You know, he goes deep into his investigation stuff. So I'm not like that usually, but I understand how his mind works, so I'm just gonna let it be and you know, wait for him to tell me like, oh, sounds like good, and then I'm going to take a look at it. So yeah, that's where we're at with my baby kitty cat. And I think he's sending me messages right now, so I'm going to be, let me check WhatsApp real quick, just finish this color, because highly likely it's him sending me messages. So let's see. Yeah. Wow. He's been looking for some, wait. He's been looking for some things that he needs for his work, and he told me, like, please make sure if you are, you know, cleaning the house or doing something around it to see if there's anything there. I told him that I was gonna look, and I looked and I looked, and I told him, but I don't see them. I don't find them anywhere. Like, our apartment is not really big for them to be just, you know, in a place. And I told him, try to look like over on your workplace and also in your car or something else. And he just told me that he found them in his car. So there's that. Silly goose, but yeah. So where am I? Oh, right. I do like a list of things that I want to go over, and I kind of forget. I just put like a general specification of what I want to talk about. And then I kind of read the topic and I go like, and at least for this one, I went like, oh gosh. So remember how I started a job not very long ago? Well, I'm already looking for other jobs because, you know, the workload is fine. I don't mind that. The thing about it is the person in charge. The person in charge, I cannot say enough negative things about. It's a nightmare to work with. You know, I understand that I cannot go into a place and kind of do things my way because, you know, it's not my place to do so. But as an employee, I know that I can give some feedback and some kind of like my impressions of the place on how they can get better at certain stuff and whatnot. But honestly, what I just exasperated me so much about it is that those things are not even taken into consideration. Like, I hate people who are not capable of admitting their mistakes, because it happened not only with me, it happened with basically all of my coworkers. And yeah, I'm already looking for options because that place is not great. Like, as I said, the job is not hard, it's the people. And I know that you're always going to be dealing with difficult people and whatnot, but trust me, this is to an extreme. This is something different. This is something else entirely. And I don't feel comfortable working there. So that's kind of a sad news, I guess. I don't know. For me, it's not really that sad. It's more like disappointment, because I was expecting something and it turned out to be the completely and entire opposite thing. And so, well, what can you do about it, right? Oh, I'm actually liking this. It is pretty color blocky, as you can see. At least this part in the bottom. I guess I'll see later on if it becomes more confetti heavy, but here so far I'm doing great. And the you know, the feeling when you, that feeling when you just get into the gap and do this and feel all the drills like getting in, it's just so satisfying. Am I the only one? I cannot be the only one, right? Wait. Yeah, I cannot be the only one. I am 100% sure of that. Oh, that's amazing. That's great. Yes. So, like, guys, I've done so much progress just in these, like, what, under 15 minutes that I've been doing this section. Amazing. I am really enjoying it so far. Like, I just started it, but I'm really, really enjoying it. So I'm super happy about it. Oh, I'm gonna yawn. Apparently. I've been feeling really tired lately, but, you know, life, it kind of goes up and down and whatever. So one other thing that's really interesting is that was it in my last WIP and CHAT, or was it in the I think it was in my last WIP and CHAT where I told you that on Mother's Day, I took diamond paintings to my mom, and I left one there. And guys, my mom is on fire. She is 2 weeks in, well, almost 3 weeks in. I'm sorry again, but she's just like flying through the diamond painting. And okay, I was thinking about it, and a diamond painting of that size, you know, with such a beautiful color palette, like the colors primarily in that diamond painting are all pinks and pastel yellows, and it's super, super pretty. It is Which Bedroom by Miss Butterdy. Like, okay, that would take me about 2 weeks, you know, in those times where I know I can diamond paint to my heart's content. That would not take me long. But guys, it is her first ever diamond painting. And on top of being her first ever diamond painting, it's also in squares. Like, what? I remember the first time that she worked on it, I was with her, and I was working like the bottom right part. Oh, I'm so sorry. And she was working on the bottom left part. And I was finishing my section so quickly. And she was making progress so slowly. But I told her, you know, don't even, don't worry about it. You're starting. It's completely normal to be really, really slow at the beginning, especially if you're starting with squares. Like, what the hell? You're starting with squares. That's kind of big, you know? And, you know, fast forward a few days, and right now, a couple of weeks, she's about to finish it. And that time, I ordered one for her. One of Manny Manzano, and I got it here a few days ago, like in my city, but my boyfriend went to pick it up only yesterday. And coincidentally enough, my mom came to the city where I live in. She came to this city yesterday as well, and she told me, she asked me if I had already picked up the diamond painting, and I told her, you know what, my boyfriend already did, so I'm going to call him and see if I can go pick up the diamond painting at his job, and, you know, for her to be able to come to my apartment and pick it up from here. Because in that box, there was a diamond painting for me. And I did. And I did actually an unboxing of my diamond painting, and I just showed a little bit of her diamond painting, and I was so eager to open it up because I love opening, you know, stuff up. I love unboxings, and diamond paintings, my biggest joy at the moment, you know, like one of my biggest joys at the moment. Do unboxings of diamond paintings. It's just so much fun and so exciting. And I didn't. I kind of I resisted, and I didn't do like a full unboxing like I usually do here in my channel. But when she came and picked it up, I told her like, oh, I wanted to open it up, but I didn't. And she just told me, I know you're dying to, just open it up already. And so I did. Of course, I didn't do it on camera or anything because she doesn't really know that I have a YouTube channel for diamond painting. So I just opened it up, and yeah, she was amazed by the size because it was a 56, I think, by a 99. So it was kind of a big one. But yeah, I don't think she's going to have any issues with the rounds. Other than she's a perfectionist, and I am sure she will want to, you know, make everything perfect and no gapping, you know, as rounds are concerned. But I'll see how it goes. And I just told her that if she felt too overwhelmed by the size or anything, that I could help her. And she was like, no, I'm not overwhelmed by the size. I can perfectly do it on my own. I was like, okay, you go ahead and do it. And she actually told me that it has helped her a lot, like mentally, that she's feeling really relaxed, and that, you know, that time just goes by and she enjoys it so much. She just puts like YouTube in the background, or Netflix or something like that. And that's great, because that's one of the things that I wanted to accomplish with her. I wanted her to have a hobby that, because she's not a person of hobbies, strangely enough. Like, I do love my hobbies, and I am very passionate about my hobbies, And it's one of my, is my favorite thing to do, my hobbies, basically. But she is not a person of hobbies. She's never been, and I don't, like, she's had to be kind of like a very hard worker and a very grown up from a very young age. And I think that stuck with her, even later in life when she didn't need it to. But I'm happy that she found it calming, and that she found it fun, and that she didn't find it frustrating or any of that. I am so, so happy. And I think that she's going to be able to finish, Witch Bedroom, the one that she's almost done with, in the next few days. I am absolutely positive about it. And I cannot wait to see it completed. That was a diamond painting that I've been waiting for such a long time for my own. But, if my mom ends up doing it, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. It's okay. I don't mind in the slightest. It's a diamond painting. I can purchase it later, and it's fine. As long as it is helping my mom and she is finding something she's enjoying, I'm grateful. And so I am really, really grateful. So I will try to, actually, I posted a picture of that on the Diamond Art Club VIP group over in Facebook, and it got like a few, wait, this is not even there. I misplaced my drill. And I got like over like close to 150 likes and some comments. So it felt nice. It felt really, really nice. This is it maybe the angle that I'm looking at them, at these drills specifically, because I don't know, I feel them a bit crooked, but I think it's just my eyes. I don't know. I am so sorry that I'm yawning. Like, what time is it? It's 10 to 1 p.m. It's not even like late or really early. I haven't had my coffee. I think that's it. I've just been doing so much stuff here and there that I haven't had my coffee yet. So I think that after finishing this WIP and CHAT, I'll go ahead and get my coffee and then continue diamond painting, because as I said, I'm in the middle of recording a video that I had an idea for a while ago, but didn't really know if it was something that could be interesting. And then I saw another creator do it, Michaela Renee, and I said, you know what? I'll go ahead and do it. Like, I have to stop feeling like I need some sort of permission from someone or whatever. Like, there are times, yeah, like if I have the idea and if I kind of have a vision on how to execute it, just do it. It's fine. It doesn't matter if no one else is doing it. Maybe it's a territory that is not that explored, and that, oh Jesus, I made a mistake. Like, these at the top are ABs, and so the putty got stuck in there. Jeez, I'm gonna clean it up later. But yeah, what I was saying, just don't wait for someone else to do it. Like, if you're having an idea, you might even start a trend or something like that. And maybe I won't, but I'm gonna have fun doing it, and at the end, I'm just gonna regret not doing it. So I'm doing that right now. I'm in the middle of filming that. I am not entirely sure on when that will be going up. I wanted to go up probably next week, because I don't want it to, because I have like other videos planned and stuff, but I don't want it to, oh God, to go like, to be left in the back burner. What is it with this that is not getting stuck into the, oh great. Yeah, I don't want it to get into the back burner, and I really want to get it up and see how it is, because I really, really enjoy the idea of challenges. And of course, I don't want it to burn myself out, and I would always try to do it very carefully to avoid that. But I think that the way that I'm approaching this one, at least, is really easy. And so if I ever end up doing another challenge like this same challenge, but another time, or any other type of challenge, I'm just going to be very mindful of that, of not, oh gosh, it always gets stuck there, of not overdoing it and burning out myself in diamond painting, because I would never want to do that. Never, ever, ever. And yeah, you're going to be seeing this diamond painting in that challenge, along with my other 3 whips that I currently have. And it kind of sounds like a lot, oh, I have 4 whips, but really this is the only big one. The other 3 are on the smaller side. So that's why I decided that it was not like overwhelming really. Like in this one, I'm gonna make progress. On the small ones, I'm gonna make like big progress. So, but I think since they're small, it doesn't feel so heavy. I don't know if I'm explaining myself. Like it kind of makes sense in my brain. So as long as it makes sense in my brain, it's okay with me. Yeah. So we're done with this color. We need these ones at the bottom. Sometimes those are the ones that I miss. So yes, let's see. Ooh. I think the most kind of out of the blue, random, and also exciting thing that happened this week was that during the weekend, you know, I was out of the bedroom and I just come back and I see my boyfriend typing away in his laptop, in his computer, and he just turns to me and he says, I applied to a job in another country, basically. I'm not going to say the name of the country right now because I don't want to get my hopes up. I've already gotten my hopes up a few times, but I don't want to jinx it and I don't want to, you know, I'm just going to say that it's a country that, like, there is a chance, it is a slight chance, but there is a chance that if, like, that we're going to go live there. And again, that is a very, very small chance. He's still in the interviewing process, but the process has been going quickly and it has been going really well. So as I said, the chances are there. But I just started to kind of imagine all of the different scenarios that would happen or that I would want to happen if it happens, if that big thing, oh, gosh. My kitty. I think my kitty wants to go out of the bedroom. Let's see if she meows again or if she starts to scratch the door. We'll see. She's right now like sleeping under the bed for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's for the heat, but I don't know. It might be that. But yeah, as I was saying, it would be a huge change if it happens. And I even went ahead and tried to imagine like what would happen to my diamond paintings. Would I be able to take them with me? Mande mi vida. I think she wants to go out. ¿Te quieres salir, cielo? ¿Sí? Oye, ya voy. Adiós. Yeah, she wanted to go out of the bedroom. But as I was saying, it would be a huge change and a huge, I think I would be subjected to a lot of cultural shocks if that happens. And as I said, I'm really excited, but I try not to kind of go go too much into it because it might not happen. But I'm just every day talking to the universe, like, please let it happen. It would be such an amazing experience and it would be great. It would be really, really cool if that happened. So yeah, I guess if we get to have any updates on it on the next few weeks, I'm gonna let you guys know. Like, not details or anything, but I'm definitely gonna let you guys know because it's a very exciting thing ahead of us. So I think it's time. Those are really all the things that were kind of relevant in the week. Other than that, it was just like some errands, you know, adult stuff of a responsible adult type of things. But now let's go ahead and do the tag. This tag is not originally from me. As I said, I saw Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper do it, and she linked down below the place where she found it. And I'm going to try to go back and look for the links for the tag. You know, I'm gonna write it right here, like links for tag. Okay, that way I try to remember. but there are a few. What is this? Oh, it's just that it was kind of in categories, sort of. But I'm just going to go straight into the questions. So the first question is, what book, author, or series got you into reading? And for me, I've always known that question. For me, it was The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe specifically, because I've always kind of liked to read. I was always interested in reading, but I was never like actively seeking for books, you know? If I found a book that I liked, I would read it, but it would not be me trying to find them, you know, on a regular basis. And in my school, we had these like pamphlets going, scholastic pamphlets, where they listed some books. They listed it was just, you know, like children's books and stuff, and you got to pick them and you got to order them, and you know, you made the order, and a few weeks later they would get to you. And that was so exciting. And usually, I don't know why, now that I think about it, I don't understand, but my parents never bought any of those books for me. Like, I was like, I don't understand. And I remember that they were not really expensive. They were really cheap, you know, now looking back. And I remember that there was one time where I had a little money and I said, okay, this is my time to shine. I am going to be buying books. And so I just said, I need to find a book that has the most amount of pages and that is the cheapest, because I wanted, even at that age, I was about, what, 7 or 8, I think. Even at that age, I knew that I need to make my money's worth, you know, page count wise. So I decided that I was going to look for that specifically. And so I found a book that had over 200 pages. At the time, over 200 pages seemed like, you know, it seemed like a massive thing to me. And it was really cheap. At the time, it was about, what, $3 or something like that. So for me, it was like, okay, I have $3. This has over 200 pages. I'm gonna buy it. And that book turned out to be The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And after that, there was no way back. I just started to look actively for books. I started to find ways to save money and buy my own books without having to ask for my parents' money. And as I said, now that I think about it, I don't know why they never, I don't know. I guess they didn't, they thought maybe that it was just like a phase or something. I don't know, because I remember that after I started kind of reading and getting into reading, one time my mom asked me like, oh, but do you know what the book is about? Like, maybe she thought I was just, you know, passing my eyes through the letters or something. And I told her, yes, this book is about this and this and this. And I just started telling her the entire thing. And she kind of, I guess that was when it clicked for her that I actually liked to read and that I understood what I was reading and, you know, comprehension and stuff. So yeah, that's my answer for the first question. Now, the second question is, what author or book got you into your current favorite genre? Well, it's tricky because I read any type of genre, but I think that I could say that my favorite genre is fantasy, high fantasy specifically. And I think that who could it be? Who could it be? I think the first books that were kind of fantasy that I remember reading are ones called the Lightbringer series, and the author's name is Brent Wicks, if I'm not mistaken. I have not read much of him other than that series, but that kind of made me get into like these big world building and character development and, you know, longish series. Right now, as I said, I have not read much more about it, you know, from that author. but I think those books were the first ones that got me into the high fantasy world. And that's pretty recently, considering, I would say about, what, 8 years or something, that I started to get really into more fantasy, like heavy on fantasy. And I read many type of books, like I read romance and thrillers and young adult books and all of that. But I think that would be my answer for that. Next question. What was the first concert you ever went to? That's embarrassing a little bit, because in my family, we were not really, they were never into specific artists or anything. And I was never really a lot into music. Like, I like music. Of course I like it. It's not that I dislike it. But it has never been my, my thing. My thing has always been books. But I do remember that, and again, I went to my first concert when I was 19. Was it 19 or 18? Somewhere in the middle. But at that age, I had not gone to any concerts before because I was not really that interested. And my best friend at the time, well, not at the time, she's currently one of my best friends still. I don't know why I said at the time. I'm so sorry, Rebecca. But yeah, my best friend said that her mom had won some tickets on the radio. Like, yes, on the radio. Can you believe it? Like, I'm a millennial, and yeah, on the radio. She won them on the radio. So she said, oh, so you can go and see her. You just have to go to the radio station to pick the tickets up. And that was like that day. And I said, yes, I want to go with you. I want to go. And previously, back in before the beginning of high school, I had really liked some of the songs and an album from this, and so we went. I didn't know many of the new songs, but definitely I knew the songs from the previous album. Those were songs that I did know, and that was Demi Lovato. Yep, Demi Lovato. I won tickets. Well, not me, but I was invited to that concert because tickets were won somehow. So next question. What band or artist do you love but never got to see live? This is going to be kind of a, I guess, like a very normie type of question, like type of answer. But later in my life, I started to really like Queen. And of course, even if I had born in the prime of it, I don't know if I would have been able to go see them live. But I think that would be my answer, because recently there was like this specific concert displayed in a theater here in my city, and I went with my boyfriend. And my boyfriend music kind of live is more intricate and more interesting than mine, because his mom is really into that old 70s and 80s rock, and it's really cool. So he was kind of raised in all of those classical rock and other type of bands, and so he had always known those bands, and I just got to know Queen later in life, more where when I was already in university and stuff. But he told me if I wanted to go, and I said yes, I want to. And then after we went out, I just enjoyed it so much, and I just imagined myself in that place with Freddie. Just, gosh, it was unbelievable, honestly. And so I think that would be my answer. I don't have, as I said, many artists, but that would definitely be my answer to that. Okay, now let's see. Next question. What was your favorite cartoon while growing up? I have many cartoons. Like, I have cartoons from where I was really little, like 6 or 7 years old. And then I have my favorite cartoons from where I was already maybe in middle school, 9, 10 years, something like that. And I think I'm going to go with those, because those are the ones that I could still watch today. Like at any time point in my life, really. And that, I think, would be Hey Arnold. There were just this kind of marathons on Nickelodeon every now and then. Well, now that's a kind of not a very particular nice place to talk about, but however, there were like these marathons, like 24-hour things where they would just run Hey Arnold 48 hours straight, like 48 hours straight. And those were the type of we were on holidays, and all of my cousins and me were in my grandma's house, getting into the pool and eating like all type of junk food, and it was really cool. And I just remember like getting out of the pool, getting into my grandma's bedroom with air conditioner, a lot of chips and Coke and stuff like that, and just lay in bed or even in the floor and watch Hey Arnold to our heart's content. That's kind of like a core memory that I have, I think, because it was a time where everything was just so simple and so easy. I guess it's hard not to, it's hard not to remember that really, really dearly and close to my heart. So let's see, what is the next question? Name a movie from childhood that you still love today. That is the easiest question for me, because I have 3. And I don't have like a specific moment to when or where I watch them. I just sometimes have this inkling that I really want, like, I'm just doing something and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put this in the background. And it is more like putting them in the background sometimes when I'm diamond painting or when I'm doing just general things around the house. And that is either Anastasia from Fox. It is not a Disney movie. Stop calling it a Disney movie. I'm sorry, but it is not. So it is Anastasia from Fox, Matilda, and The Parent Trap. Those are my to-go movies. Like, I've seen them hundreds of times. I'm sure of that, because I watch one of them, like right now. I don't watch them as often, but I can tell you that I watch them at least once a week, pretty much. And I've been doing that for the past 4 or 5 years of my life. And before that, I watched them even more frequently. So yes, it is that big for me, at least. And I just love them. They all hold a very special place in my heart for different reasons, but those are the ones. Now, question number 9. What was a toy you were obsessed with or collected as a kid? A toy I was obsessed with or collected. I was not really obsessed, but I always had Barbies. Like, I had a very good amount of Barbies. I stopped playing with them when I was about maybe 10 or something like that. But I had a good collection of Barbies. And I also had some of the houses. I had a car, a horse. I think I had 2 or 3 of the Barbie houses. I had these like sort of suitcases where you would put in place like the Barbies, and they had like drawers for you to put the clothes. I had a few of those. I think I had 2 or 3 of those that I can remember. So that's the only thing I can imagine. I was never like a collector kid. I was never like hyper focused on one toy specifically. And even when I have always had Barbies, I also played with other things. I like to play a lot with like board games and stuff like that. And after some time, I started to stop playing and started to get more into books and stuff, other type of thing. But I think that would be my answer, Barbies, which is a bit, I don't know. Now that I think about it, it doesn't really fit with the personality I have today. But when I was a kid, I do remember enjoying playing with Barbies. Ooh, quite a lot. Oh gosh, this got stuck here. So let's go to the next question. Name a board game or video game you associate with your childhood. That would definitely be, well, I need to I don't know how to say that, but it's a game that it's kind of Monopoly, but it's not Monopoly. And I don't know if it exists in other countries, but it's called Turista Mundial. Basically, like, it's the same concept as Monopoly. You just throw dices and you go around the board and you get to buy, instead of like properties and stuff, what you would buy would be, okay, now that I see that, that's kind of weird, but you would buy countries, and then you know, people would pay rent to you, they fall into your place, and then when you have like certain amount of money, you can put a lot of hotels and resorts and stuff like that. It is kind of like a Monopoly, but it is not called Monopoly, and I don't know if there's an English version of what I'm talking about. It's basically the same, but you buy countries. And you can go to jail and stuff. So I think that would be the one that I associate the most, because I do remember like gathering with my cousins and stuff, and we would play that. And even in my own household, like with my parents, we would play that quite often. So that would be it, I guess. Oh, yeah, that would be it, I guess. So next one is, name a clothing or trend that was popular when you were a kid. Okay, when I was a kid, the only thing that pops into my mind whenever I think about it is like dungarees. Is that the way they're called? This I need to check because it's a very specific. Okay, so dungarees. Yeah, I think it's the same thing. Yeah, dungarees, definitely. But the ones that were used a lot, and I don't know if they were just used a lot or my mom just forced me into them. Now I love them, but I think at the beginning my mom forced me into them, were short ones. They were not long pants, but like the jean pants part was short, like shorts, and the rest was just the same. And not only did I have them in denim, like jean fabric, I had them in so many fabrics, it's unreal. I had it like in patterns. I had one that I loved that was like the background was white, and it had like some flowers and leaves and all of that. I had a very bright pink, how can I find a bright pink? I don't know, probably like, well, it's more like a magenta. No, it's not a magenta. Like, if, I don't know. It was a very, very bright pink, and I loved to use them. As I said at the beginning, it was more that my mom kind of forced me into wearing them, and at the beginning I didn't like it, but then I liked them very much. And as I said, at least in the city where I lived, you know, in my own context, they were quite popular. And I'm talking about childhood. I was like 9 years old, like 9 years old when I remember wearing this. This is like all crooked. Let me change it. And I think we only have left the last question. Just let me put this reel in and let's see. Yes. It is the last question now. So number 12 is, name a childhood snack or candy you wish were still made. Oh gosh. There are two that I miss dearly. One of them was, I am afraid they're both going to be Mexican snacks. So I'm going to try to look images of them, and I'm going to put them in the screen. Whoa, those are really mixed up, like a purple and a white one. But as I said, I'm afraid that those are exclusive to my country. If they are not, I don't know, but I'm going to put them on the screen. One of them were Cheetos, but like the brand Cheetos, but the Cheetos that I loved were kind of circular, and they were fangs, basically they were fangs that, like, the advertisements would put kids wearing the, you know, the chips as fangs. And I did that a few times, but I really like the flavor. They were, of course, spicy because Mexico. So I think it's going to be more like Mexico specific, kind of, sort of. But yeah, I'm gonna try to find a picture here. They were called colmillos, like the literal translation for colmillos is fangs. So there's one. And the other one was this chocolate that came in a plastic thing. I think the name was Milky Way, but not like the Milky Way, like the chocolate, the candy bar that we have. I just remember it saying Milky Way, and it had like a cow on it. Maybe the name is wrong, but if I find a picture, I'm gonna put it here on the screen. But I loved it. The only thing that you had to do was one side had like regular chocolate and the other one had something that I don't know what it was, but it was white. And you would squeeze it like from the sides, and in the middle, all of this gooiness of candy would put out, and it would be really fun. I really, really liked it and loved it. So those are two things, I think. I sometimes find myself like remembering those and saying, oh, that was so good. I remember it being so, so good. And I don't remember exactly the flavor, but I do remember thinking, oh gosh, this is just so good. And yeah, they were so good. And so this is all for that tag. I think, oh God, I just spoke too much. I just feel that I just talked for such a long time. And look, I almost finished an entire section. That was quite fast. But as I said, it has a lot of places of color blockiness. So I guess that's why. And approaching the other side of the canvas, it's going to have even more color blockiness. So I'm figuring out that, I'm imagining that I'm going to be able to finish the first row quite quickly. Oh my God, I hope this is the last yawn that you have to witness. But yes, this was the tag. As I said, I'm going to link down below where I saw the tag and where it and the creator of the tag as well. So yeah, let me know down below. I don't really know. I'm just tired now of talking. Let's just go with your favorite snack from childhood. Which one was it, and if it's still made or not, because I think that would be really, really cool and interesting to know. Specifically because I might not know, is this a fairy dust white one, or oh no, it's not. It's just like a poorly one made. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all guys later. And don't forget to keep on diamond painting. Bye bye.